Getting set to represent our province at the Brier with Team Kelly Knapp. We welcome Mat Ring to the program this afternoon. Matt, happy Friday. Thanks so much for taking some time and doing this for us.
Right on, Dave. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Well, first off, Brad Jacobs gets a big win this afternoon over Sweden, but the takeaway from this is going to be a conversation that occurred between Team Sweden and Team Canada right at the hog line. And it was debating when the rocks were being released. Does this kind of confrontation surprise you?
Funny you brought that up. I honestly couldn't catch the game this afternoon yet, but I saw the group chats that I'm in are blowing up, and I just can't wait to get home to see what happened. But it's that event where things can get fiery, and it's intensity out there, and you never know for sure.
Okay, so Brad Jacobs wins his second game of the day. Rachel Homan, she fell to the Americans this morning. Having said that, Rachel Homan said that she really struggled with the ice conditions. And if you go back to the mixed doubles event, the Canadians said, we just didn't really respond to the changing ice conditions. How big of a factor? You've played high-level curling for a long time. How big of a factor is that?
Oh, it's huge, and I think it's maybe from the average curling fan's eyes, it's something that gets overseen, and it's you can prep yourself so much for an event, and if you get there and the ice conditions aren't quite the way you practice for or geared up for, it takes. And I think that's what separates the best teams from maybe the mediocre teams is the ability to adapt to different ice conditions is huge, and it's not the easiest thing to do for sure.
So I made, again, this coming from the guy that has probably thrown less than 3 games worth of rocks in his life. I said, sometimes you can get too much of a good thing. And in Canada, I would submit that we're very well spoiled when it comes to the ice conditions we get to play on, and our elite athletes like yourself get to play on. So if you are always playing on consistently good ice and then it changes, does that mean you've had too much of a good thing?
It's never too much of a good thing. And we're spoiled or privileged in Canada to have some of the best ice makers in the world, and a few of them are over in Italy, I understand, right now for the Olympics too. And even in the province at the Tankard in Melville a few weeks ago, we had some amazing ice conditions, and you try to cater your game to what you might expect to see at an event like that. Like I know our team practicing before the Tankard, we really tried to memorize some times that we thought we would see with Tankard ice in the past. I know a lot of the top teams before everyone heads out to Newfoundland will be testing the memory and making sure they're preparing for the right ice conditions. But again, you get there and you might not have those, what you practice for. It just takes that adaptability to be at the top.
Well, some of the best teams in our country are going to be adapting to the ice over at the Cali Curling Club next week with the USports Curling Championship. Tell me about what this event is going to look like.
Oh, we started planning, the committee started to get together last, I think April it was, and it's a unique committee because I believe we're the first, and we won't fact check this yet, but it's an all alumni committee, which has been great. All past players, coaches, staff members are part of the host committee, and we wanted to really rally as a group and give back to the curling community the best we can. And a lot of us were fortunate to play in the same event at the Cali 12 years ago in 2014, and it's just kind of a full circle moment for us. But excited to welcome the best university and college curlers from Vancouver is the farthest west school that's coming on the college side, and then New Brunswick is the farthest university from the east, and obviously everything in between. So excited for a jam-packed Cali.
Yeah, for sure. And you can actually get tickets at cougarsandrams.com/tickets if you want to find out more event information. Like you mentioned, though, some of the best teams with young curlers that are also student athletes. You've been down this road. What is it like for the student athletes who compete at, whether it be the college level or the university level?
For sure. I think, for myself, and I think I could speak on, definitely members of our host committee and other high-profile curlers out there, is that this USport or CIS program back in the day, and as well as the college side too, have produced some very good curlers. And it was part of our theme on our marketing team. We called it Who's Next for a lot of our promotions and marketing campaigns. And I think it gets not lost, but a little bit underseen on how many big name curlers have come through these post-secondary programs. For example, like Brett Gallant came from the UPEI program and competed at the same national championship. Sarah Wilkes, obviously with Team Holman, came out of the Laurier program, and Mark Kennedy came through Brandon, went to maybe the first World Universiade Games as well. And obviously Matt Dunstone, who's lost a couple Brier finals, came up through the University of Manitoba program, and I played against him the last time he was here too. So a lot of big names that have come through this, and it's exciting to be a part of.
You're right. A lot of big names for sure. Yeah. Excellent competition, which is what I'm really, really excited to see. And the University of Regina has fared well, especially last year when you were defending champs and you go to Calgary. The U of R program's excelling.
Oh, it's exciting to see, and kudos to Alison Fisher and the coaching staff and the whole U of R institution for investing time and resources into the program, and it's paid off in spades. Like you said, the men's team represented Canada at the Worlds the other year, and they swept the Can West competition. I believe that was last year too, or 2 years ago. So it's starting to turn into maybe more of a prestige curling club or curling community at the U of R here in Western Canada for sure.
Mat Ring joining us. He is a volunteer on the host committee for the USports College Championships that are coming to Regina next week. And as I mentioned, you're a proud member of Team Kelly Knapp as well. Tell me what the last few weeks have been like. I guess it might seem like an eternity after winning the provincial championship and now needing to wait to go to the Brier until next month.
Yeah, we're itching for sure. I think I can speak up from the rest of the guys on that one. And just the Olympic year, it's spread out a bit, which is fine. But no, we're really gearing up these next couple of weeks, and obviously with me volunteering next week, it's going to be pretty busy. But we're excited, and for myself, going to rely on the guys a lot. I'm kind of the Brier rookie on the squad here, and then the other three, and of course Brian McCusker, our coach, and Trent Knapp have been there before and been to the big shows. So be lots of fun gearing up the next week in a bit.
Can you put into words how quickly 1980 was brought up to you after you won the provincial championship?
Oh, it comes up every year. I think whoever represents the green and white, that statement comes up for sure, and something you always dream about, maybe winning that and breaking the curse. But again, there's some of the best teams in the world are going to be out in Newfoundland there, and we'll have to be at our best and our sharpest for sure.
Can you take me back to your week in Melville and what it was like? Of course, Ryland Kleider was dynamite all week long, but your team looked like they peaked right at the right time.
That's the key in curling. A lot of curlers can attest to it too. You gotta peak at the right time. And I know we had a fairly successful year on tour. We just stayed in the province mainly on Saskatchewan curling tour events. We didn't go much on the world tour at all, and had some success, won some spiels, and we're feeling pretty good. And kind of end of October, early November, we were starting to really think, well, what's it going to look like heading into Melville into January, and right after the holiday season is even tough to maybe prep for a big event like that. And we looked at we got an invite to the Tier 2 Grand Slam of Curling event in Martinsville, and hemmed and hawed about, are we able to take time off work? Can we make this work with our families? And we made a decision that to play these top teams in the world on really, really well ice, and Martinsville has been known for having great arena condition ice surfaces. And we decided to make that jump, and we ended up qualifying for playoffs and playing those big teams. We played Team China and Team Norway, who are in Italy right now, and we're right up in the thick of things with them too. So I think that event really kickstarted us in Melville, and a long week, but a week worth it for sure.
So what have you been doing since then? Because obviously you know what the field is going to look like. Can you over prepare for what you're going to see?
I don't think you can. Like playing against a lot of the top teams in the world, helps just to build your confidence, and if you're staying in games, and obviously in the tankard, like Kleider put up a heck of a fight, and they're one of the top teams in the world too. And to be able to compete with them and end up coming out on top against them, and they're good guys to play against too. But playing against the big teams helps to gain that confidence a little bit. But again, back to the ice conditions, it's just trying to prep yourself the best you can for what you're going to see out there, and hopefully it all falls into place. You got to catch your breaks and your bounces too at national championships. So hopefully we can catch a couple and just play well.
And so are you on the ice 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week? How does that work?
Yeah, definitely on the ice multiple times a week here over at the Highland Curling Club. They've been gems to us so far, gearing us up for some of the best ice we can practice on. And I know we're taking some sessions with Brier McCusker, our coach, to really get focused on the mental side of things, and obviously hitting the gym maybe a little bit too, just to keep your legs moving and whatnot for a long week too out there.
Not so sure that I like the way you looked at me when you said that about hitting the gym, but whatever, we can let that go.
Yeah.
Mat Ring is our guest. Of course, you're going to be volunteering and very busy next week with the USports Curling Championship again. When does it run? Where does it run? And how do we get tickets?
Yes, it starts on Tuesday afternoon, 3 p.m. is the first draw. Tickets are reginacougars.com. You can head on there, and obviously welcome you at the door too, and we'll have some fun over at the Cali.
Well, Mat Ring, really appreciate your time on this Friday heading into a long weekend. All the best next week. We'll be following along and cheering on our U of R Cougars teams very, very closely. And then when it comes time before the Brier, hopefully we can chat before then. But all the best out there, too, in Newfoundland.
Beautiful. Thanks, Dave. Cheers, guys. See ya.